The hardest part about making a tower is not the gameplay, the design, or the creativity, it's the tower name. See, there's a rule in JToH that unallows you to name a tower with the same acronym as a tower in-game. For example, if you want to name your tower Tower of Skibbity Toilet, you can't, because TOST has already been taken by Tower of Someone Traveling in Zone 5. That's why the tower names get a little goofy at times on the later areas, especially for the soul-crushing towers, as these towers are known to be very hard, so they have to think about an intimidating name that makes the tower look hard and that fits with the tower's theme, all while thinking about the tower acronyms. And sometimes you get to see some very nerdy shit. So that's why my dumbass decided to do my expert research into what these tower names means. Also, this video is inspired by Bluefire's video on what do the names of list demons in Geometry Dash mean, which is basically what I'm doing but with JToH. Anyways, let's get into it. Thanos Tower refers to one of the major villains of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Thanos. He is purple, which kind of explains why most of the tower is purple, and his main weapon of fighting is the Infinity Gauntlet, which can store up these Infinity Stones, have special powers, and once you have all of them, in a snap of a finger you can literally erase half of the universe. That's why the last 6 floors have somewhat the same colors of the Infinity Stones. Tower of Mind Breaking claims that she will break your mind playing this tower, even though there is no such things like puzzles in this tower. Tower of Difficulty Chart refers to the difficulty chart. The difficulty chart in JToH is a little thing that allows to class the towers from how hard or easy they are. The higher you go up in the difficulty chart, the harder the towers are. You might have seen this difficulty chart in difficulty chart obbies that gets progressively harder. Well, it's the same thing here. This tower gets progressively harder the more you go up. Tower Confusion means a tower that is confusing, mostly because of the unindicated conveyors, uncollidable platforms, bunch of kill bricks, and the worst possible gameplay you could ever think of. Inception means something that is inside of something. Okay, I really don't know what Inception means because of the definition. It has nothing to do with the tower, so I'm just saying that because there's a mini tower inside of the tower, and the bad kind of has the same meaning. In Tower of Icy Blizzards, icy means covered with or consisting of ice, and blizzard means a severe snowstorm with high winds. I know, you probably already knew that, but shut up. Tower of Frightening Nightmares, frightening means making someone afraid or anxious, and nightmare means a frightening or unpleasant dream. I know you probably already knew that also, but please, shut up. Tower of Unsettling Heights is an L-shaped tower where half of the tower is outside, which is why this looks very unsettling. Also, unsettling means disturbing. Tower of Strategic Mechanics is called like that because it uses various different mechanics, which 99% are just client objects from the kit. It also has a side B. I don't know, I just wanted to put that in. Tower of Impossible Movements is called like that, not because it has impossible movements, but because of how RNG and misaligned and unfair the jumps are. Tower of Wicked Fortress is a tower resembling a fortress/castle. And the wicked that means evil probably come from the fact that this tower is at sea. Tower of Extreme Hell is a tower that is extremely hectic. Very original, even though the tower is not extremely difficult. Tower of Terrifying Beauty refers to the tower having a pretty damn nice atmosphere and calm vibe, despite the tower being extremely difficult. At the end, you also have to press this button that gives you 6 seconds to drop all the way down to the wind pad that is in floor 1. Tower of Elongated Runs is the first catastrophic tower in the game. So legitimately, the tower will be very hard and very long, and you will have some very elongated runs if you try to beat this tower, hence the name. Tower Suffering Outside is literally in the name. There is no inside, everything happens outside. Tower of Externalizing Insanity is called like that because you will actually lose your sanity, being stuck at the same net for 12 hours while you've gone insane, hence the name. Tower of Generation Failure refers to the tower failing to generate around halfway through the tower. Hence, which makes the tower way more chaotic and cool, I guess. Tower of Bend Trauma refers to this really cool looking bend on that tower. I mean, just look at how smooth that bend is, bro, like wow. Tower of High Adrenaline means that you will be very anxious and your heart will start pumping faster when playing this tower, which is very unoriginal because I feel like this happens every time you play an SC. The Tower of Curved Descent is called like that because just look at its frame. Tower of Frightening and Confusing Trial is a completely purist tower. To make up for his entry to Ring 9, there are various different mechanics in the tower that doesn't use any client objects, which I guess kinda explains the name. Tower of Bloodthirsty Keenness refers to the tower covered with blood, which is why it's red, accompanied with very eerie music. Oh, and Kinos is just a Geometry Dash level that shares the same theme that the tower. Tower of Nervous Sweating claims that you will sweat nervously while playing this tower. I mean, come on, what am I supposed to say? You surely know what nervous and sweat means. Yeah, you, I'm talking to you. Do you know what sweat and nervous mean? Tower of Augmented Misery is called like that because the tower starts pretty chill, but the more you climb up, the more chaotic and miseric it becomes with its atmosphere. And gameplay, I guess. Tower of Champions Roads means the tower that leads you to the Road of Champions, or a tower that is only for champions. Although this kind of gives you TOEI flashbacks. Tower of Cruel Punishment is the current hardest cannon tower in the game, and as the name says, the tower is very punishing, filled with insta-kills, which is very cruel. Tower of Thinning Layers refers to the tower getting thinner and thinner the more you progress. This tower starts with a normal 100 by 100 stud floor, but the floors get progressively smaller and smaller as you ascend, which is a cool concept and inspired many different towers, but I still see it as an excuse of being too lazy to build gameplay. Tower of Double Trouble refers to the tower having 20 floors instead of 10. The way it's done is the tower split into 3 sides, side A being 10 floors, and side B and side C having 5 floors each. And adding them up makes a total of 20 floors, which is why it's called Double Trouble. Tower of Hopeless Hell is called like that because the tower has that eerie vibe with it being black and white and with some red face with very janky gameplay, which makes this tower, well, hopeless. Tower of Xerically Infuriating Calamity means a very angry and dry disaster. Yeah, that's, yeah, you can tell he only did this for the epic. Tower of Overthinking Life Choices should be pretty self-explanatory, even though it has nothing to do with the tower other than it's made by it here. Tower of Vindictive Maneuver means a revengeful move that you want to do, which still don't know what does this have to do with the tower acronym. Tower of Scenic Excursions means being ignorant about a voyage. That's it. Did I do my research wrong? Tower of Vacant Hydrants means a unoccupied space with obstacles, which finally makes sense with the tower, like wow. Tower of Watermelon, well, do I have to explain this one? Tower of Eternal Void is a reference to the Citadel Void, which is a nil Citadel just nerfed to a horrific tower. Tower of the Roof's Peak is called like that because all of the gameplay is at the top of the slanted tower, and falling will lead to instant death, which also makes sense, like finally bro. Tower of Blind Fates means a tower which can't see its destiny. Tower of Smiling Fates means a tower that you climb and spiral to reach its destiny. Citadel of Infinite Void is also a reference to Citadel of Void, but I guess it's nerfed down to Unreal this time and remains a Citadel. Tower of Inevitable Failure means that there is a guaranteed chance you will fall at least once in this tower, which absolutely has no relations with the tower itself. Tower of Astronomically Aimless Annoyances means that this tower is meant to have a large degree of it being annoying without any purpose, which also doesn't make sense with the tower. Tower of Polychromatic Zero is called like that because all the floors are split in two in terms of the color of the frame, being red and blue. And the zero, well, really don't know what that's there. Tower of Alien Radiance means the happiness of an alien, which I really can't tell in this tower. I mean, sure, it does give that alien vibe tower, but I don't see the radiance in any of that. Tower of the Dripping Amalgam means a mixture of heterogeneous elements that drips down the tower, which you can clearly see. Tower of Micromanagement refers to the tower being smaller than the normal tower. You have to manage how to get past the small tower, which is pretty damn creative. Tower of Fractured Memories means broken memories. It also is the third tower of the massive death meatball at the top of the tower that if you fail the final jump you get eaten by its series. Tower of Uncanny Agony means a strange physical or mental suffering, which I can confirm with Logan Cell's reaction. Tower of Rough Endoplasmic Reticulum. This is gonna be tough. A rough endoplasmic reticulum is a series of connected flattened sacs, part of a continuous membrane organelle within the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells, that plays a central role in the synthesis of proteins, which looks like this, by the way. Tower of Astral Eclipse means a celestial event, kind of like a solar or lunar eclipse where the moon or Earth blocks the sunlight. It also has this pretty unique frame where after the green floors, you can choose whether you want to go for the yellow or blue floors. I know this has nothing to do about an astral eclipse, but I just wanted to point that out. Tower of Descent into Exile refers to you descending into hell. Even though you actually ascend to hell, the name is also taken from the Geometry Dash level, so yeah. Tower of Hollow Reformations means something without really any value being reformed, or a hole inside being reformed. Tower of paneling and barricades means covering with panels a wall, which I think refers to these sections, where you will have to constantly walk or jump, which is actually pretty unique. Tower of wild wacky wonders means a very weird feeling about something, which I can kind of relate. And finally, Tower of endless meaningless patterns means a very useless design. Okay, there's probably like 10,000 mistakes that I've done in this video, but hey, you can just kind of poke these out in the comments, and plus, well, there actually is no plus, so see ya.